Hi everyone, this is Tina from Syncreate. In this video series, we will look at the concepts that we discussed in our course, take them to the selling point, and see how iconic brands have put into practice the secrets that we revealed in the course. From these videos, you will learn how to hack the process of crafting the best offer. You will learn to create offers that are impossible to refuse. So, let's learn together from the best. In the first chapter, we will look at how to be relevant in the market. But first, let's see, what does it mean to be relevant? In business, relevance is about how to find the real problem and prove your audience you have the best solution to solve that problem. To find answers to this question, let us look at one of the world's most iconic brands, Starbucks. Let's see, how did Starbucks manage to stay relevant? First of all, it was because Starbucks managed to build a strong brand identity by offering customers a relaxing and enjoyable experience. The Starbucks brand has changed the way the world drinks coffee outside work and home. Starbucks has been responsible for creating the concept of a third place between home and work where people can relax, enjoy a cup of coffee, and experience the inviting ambience. Secondly, Starbucks used research in their advantage. Howard, the CEO of Starbucks, would often visit his stores as a customer and observe others for hours. This observation had given him a lot of successful ideas, ways to solve problems, and had also supported him in decision making. Lastly, at Starbucks, they listen to their customers. They keep their customer at the heart of their wider business strategy, and this is what makes them successful. An important aspect for them was to get to their customers' shoes, to understand their needs, desires, fears, wants, and limitations. To understand their customers, they observed them in detail and started to think from their own point of view. Now, let's find out more about Starbucks. Their mission statement is to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. Today, Starbucks has a revenue of $14.9 billion, and it's the fifth world's most admired brand. More than 70 million people worldwide enter a Starbucks cafe every week. Next, let's take a look at the keys of staying relevant in the market and analyze how Starbucks used these principles in their favor. The first and the foremost factor for being relevant is to position your brand inside a customer's mind. Starbucks focused on finding a niche market. They focused on a particular need, worked on it, made their product distinctive, and dominated this niche market. Once they became a leader in the niche market, they grew their market. So, let's look at how Starbucks found their niche. In US, there were a few trends emerging at the time. The first one was that most of the Americans were unhappy with the coffee experience, and it was made from cheaper beans. Particularly, the younger generation disliked the coffee taste. The second trend was that coffee beans packed in the cans and sold in supermarket shelves were going stale, affecting the taste. Finally, in the same period, people were becoming health conscious and began to cook their own food at home. Starbucks founders saw that there is a considerable number of coffee lovers who were tired of all the available options and were looking at a naturally processed, authentic coffee beverage and were willing to bring the beans in their home. The founders, themselves being passionate about coffee, could understand the problems faced by these people. They felt that it was wise to meet the needs of this target segment. So they opened the first store to sell authentic coffee beans to this tiny niche of gourmet coffee lovers. The second important principle in staying relevant is to do research and find valuable information. Starbucks used this principle to widen their perspective and gain competitive advantage. Let's see their story. Till the mid-1980s, Starbucks was selling only coffee beans, which a consumer had to take it to their home, grind them, and prepare coffee on their own. As Starbucks co-founders observed and learned from their market. They visited Italy and observed nearly 500 espresso bars. They took notes, photographs, and videos. They videographed baristas in action. They observed customers and noted their local habits. They also observed menus, interior decor, and espresso making techniques. They saw that the barista working behind the counter greeted every customer cheerfully and called many of them by their names. They saw that customers enjoyed the experience. They observed that baristas were establishing personal relationships with their customers. From this research, they realized that these places offered comfort, community, and a sense of extended family to their customers. They saw that people considered coffee shops as an extension of their home, a home away from home. This gets us to the next important principle: how to use valuable information from your research in order to provide your customers with solutions to their problems. Based on their observations, the co-founders perceived that Starbucks' connections to the people who love coffee did not have to take place only in their homes. They were where they ground and brewed the whole bean coffee. Their solution was to sell an experience in their stores, not only a product. They designed every store to enhance the quality of everything the customers see, touch, hear, smells, and taste. This is why Starbucks locations around the world consistently have a good atmosphere, indirect lighting, relaxing music in the background, great aromas, and friendly baristas. This is also why their coffee has unique names. At Starbucks, you don't order simple black coffee, you order a grande cappuccino. They realize that names, atmosphere, and processes are important parts of customers' experience and use this in their own advantage. Another important principle in staying relevant is to know your customers better than he knows himself. How to do that? By creating your buyer persona. Why? Because it helps you to be relevant and to be connected with your customer with the right message at the right time. Look at their demographics, such as age, gender, geography, and their attitudes, behaviors, and motivations, internal and external problems. A buyer persona describes who the customer is, their goals, their concerns, and how they think. Use this information to engage with your customers throughout their decision-making journey. Once you know your customer, you can speak their mind. For example, what Starbucks gets is that their buyer personas want more than coffee. They want the social experience that comes with it. Starbucks thought every activity from the customer's perspective. They use their insights in every way they communicate with customers. A big part of Starbucks' success comes from the insights they get from customers. For example, an important insight Starbucks understood is the desire of its customer to reward himself. Before a long day at work, he deserves to treat himself to a nice grande cappuccino. It's a little daily routine. The last but a very important key element is to be open and test your ideas. Before Starbucks, coffee was a commodity. Most restaurants or diners would sell a cup for about $1. Coffee was just coffee. Starbucks started to look at emotions and experiences to create value for customers. Because they were open to find their customers' needs and because they did their research and tested their ideas, they became successful. The most important lesson here is that marketing, brands, and experiences create real value for customers beyond the intrinsic value of the product. That's why you should ask yourself, do you understand how your products make your customers feel? Have you explored all the emotional and experiential ways to create differentiated value around your products and services? So, we looked at how Starbucks managed to be relevant in the past, but how does Starbucks continue to stay relevant today? Even today, Starbucks' approach towards gathering customer insight is quite unique. Starbucks chose casual and informal chats with customers to capture overall mood, understand experience with the store, and gather valuable feedback. The next secret to Starbucks' success is that even today, their focus is to offer a pleasurable and relaxed customer experience. They are successful in focusing on the quality of the experience, the enjoyable memories that can be created in its stores, and not on the pricing of this product. Another key element of Starbucks' strategy to stay relevant is its openness and its ability to test new ideas. For example, they saw the customers' need for diversification. They expanded the beverage portfolio and included alcoholic beverages and food products served in their stores. As we could see, iconic brands already tried some of the key principles that we discussed in our course and managed to be relevant in all of this year. What can we do about it? We can easily replicate the principles knowing that they had positive results. So, I encourage you to think of all these principles and find a way to incorporate them into your business and into your offer.